Hey ladies and gentlemen, the following video is my first ever panel at TooManyGames. I had an amazing time, but I feel I should throw this disclaimer out there anyway. So, I got a lot more people than I expected for the panel. I was originally supposed to host a panel in what TMG classifies as panel number 2. It was a pretty comfortable, cozy sized panel, and my turnout ended up becoming so large that they had to, at the last minute, shift me to the Expo Lounge. And it was a lot more space, but I wasn't equipped with a PA system. So I had to shout everything. Everybody had to shout everything, and everybody had to, people shout questions, we had to shout answers. There was a lot of background noise, unfortunately, and to the right of us was an open door that led to the concert hall, which had to remain open because it was also a safety exit. And that unfortunately caused a lot of background noise. So a lot of it's audible, but those hard of hearing may have a hard time understanding what's being asked. I feel the answers that we give make it pretty obvious what the questions are, so I want to apologize because of the audio, but I didn't want to just cut it because I didn't like how it sounds. This is my first ever panel. It's pretty historical for me. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that one. It's hard to hear, but visually looks fine. And I just want to go ahead and say thanks everyone for showing up. It means a lot to me that a lot of you, showed up, how many of you showed up. And I can't express enough how much that meant to me. So without further ado, here's my panel at TooManyGames 2015 at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center.
Guys, thank you for being patient with us. I know it was a little crazy, but we wanted to get everybody in. You guys had a really, really long line. We're glad you guys could all be here. Be patient with us. I know we don't have a PA system, so Johnny's probably going to yell a little bit, so don't get too offended. Look how loud I have to yell! Thank you guys for being very, very flexible. I'm really glad to see this turned out well. Johnny, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so I was not expecting to have to speak in a louder than normal decibel. It's usually Matt's territory.
Yeah. Thankfully, you guys will hear me loud and clear.
Yeah. All right, so let's get the formalities out of the way. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Johnny.
I'm George Ferguson.
And I don't know why I'm here, but I'm Mark. And I am Somecallmejohnny, and these are my super gaming brothers. Thank you so much for showing up to my first ever TooManyGames panel. Give yourself confidence. Primarily a Q&A, starting a little late than usual, but who cares? We're all here. Look, I am on the verge of crying. How many people are here?
All for you, bro.
I was stoked at the Brain Scratch meetup at MomoCon this past month.
For you, man.
This quadruples that. And I do not know how to respond to that. And by the way, Derek from Game Explain is here too. All the tech issues aside. And it's taken me about 6-7 years to get this far. And if you were to ask me like 20 or 30 years later if it was worth it, I would say, hell yes. So, I don't want to get all sappy. If you guys got questions, we have answers, hopefully.
Hopefully we have answers.
Yeah. And at the last 10 minutes of this, we're going to hold a very small trivia contest. We're going to have gift cards to hand out. Not very big, mind you. But I'll try and say the questions as loud as I can, and the first person to raise their hand to answer the question correctly will get the gift card. So, who's got questions? We've been trainer, you go first.
I thought that was Slenderman.
Shit! First, it was my turn to ask a question, but okay. So, when's the Wii Fit LP?
We fit out.
Oh, stop.
When,
Look at these three guys.
big enough to support us.
That's all I asked.
Like 3 guys, 1 Wii Fit board.
Yeah, you need an economy size.
Brain scratch.
close. Persona person.
Yes.
Teddy.
Teddy. Hi there. How's it going? By the way, how's
better, Teddy.
Thank you. What a story, Teddy.
Say that again, you'll skate. Okay, I think you're going to break part with me a minute.
Oh, I wish we had a mic. Do I have to play the Jeopardy Think Music button?
Go ahead. Okay, this question is primarily for Matt. How many years do you think until we get to Persona 4?
Let's see, we got Persona 2 in about 3. Persona 3 after that. Persona 4 maybe about 5 years.
Here's still Persona 2? Take your time, no rush.
Dance After Dark, yes. We hooked that one with a live cam.
Wait, what about Dancing All Night? When will you get the Dancing All Night?
Let's go on the back here. Red Power Ranger, yeah.
Were there any videos that you guys wanted to do, but somewhere along the way you guys decided to just scrap the whole thing?
Something we decided to do, but then scrap the entire thing.
Yeah, our Sonic Genesis April Fools.
It was solely a me and John thing. We really weren't feeling it, as Shulk would say.
It was before we started getting that into the whole thing, and we figured for like that April Fools, I play Sonic Genesis. Thing is, it's Sonic Genesis. I died so many times to the Labyrinth Zone boss that what started as a really fun thing became the most terrible thing I've done that year. So we had to axe it. Then I came back to it drunk.
There was also one, I think we may have mentioned this before, but we were also going to do Sonic 06 between all three of us. And we had 5 separate failures each and every time. If it wasn't the tech, it was the commentary. The commentary was the tech. So after about the 5th time, I'm out of things to say. Elliot's completely livid, and now we're just like, you know what? Oh, Johnny, you do it.
Yeah, that's why it's a solo play.
And honestly, I probably would have came back for silver or shadow, but as Johnny thankfully saved me on that one. He was pointing out that, you know, so different. So just let me finish the whole game, start to finish, and so we did.
Didn't save you from the multiplayer.
No, it did not.
I did. I could not. There was a point where I was laughing fit. I could not breathe. It was just like the world decided Elliot had it too good, and it was just boom, boom, boom. The third one right after the checkpoint was what set me off. That was what set me off.
The whole multiplayer video went boom, just like Sonic Boom did.
That it did.
I like that second game.
What LP do we have the most fun making? Generally, if it's a game it's either a game we wholeheartedly enjoy or a game we absolutely hate. Because, hey, you love the game so much that you can talk about it up, hours on end with the gameplay going on. So it's a bonus in that regard. If it's really bad, it makes for good riffing material. Yeah. And I think, honestly, I do like it when we do Marvel games because really the jokes write themselves.
Yeah, there's nothing. Mary Kay and Ashley was only because of the freaking drive off into the void.
Perfect cupcake.
Guy lost one turn. That's not going to matter. How you're getting out of the void.
Shadow of Destiny.
Shadow of Destiny is a paradox. Like
What was that game?
It was ungodly believable. And it scored high reviews for its time, too.
It's
So how do I know?
reviews for its time. Are they pretty high?
No, they were right.
No, it was Ike. Like he reviewed the game.
Yeah, that's what I was snowed before. Final Fantasy 6 is also going to be a favorite one.
Are you excited for Fire?
I wish
You mean Sonic Boom Evaporation?
If they get rid of the blueprint hunting and the crystal hunting, it's already a better game. Because the backtracking was really obnoxious in Shattered Crystal. I consider it the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
But
that's like saying I'd rather put my head in a green turd as opposed to the brown.
the brown also calls you names.
Very sensitive names. Behind the bar, right there.
I haven't done a top 10 list in forever.
Yeah, since he first started.
When was the last top 10 list he actually did?
Crush 40.
From 10 to 1.
Was it top 10
Crush 40 songs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done one of those in a long time, only because they took the longest to, because back then I used to borrow footage from every YouTuber without giving them credit, which is a dick move. Don't do it anymore.
So bad it's horrible.
Yeah,
He stole food.
Yeah. So if I were to ever go back to it, it'd probably be this year or next, because I do have some things to talk about, like my top 10 Sonic soundtracks that are not Sonic Adventure and Sonic CD. Because everybody would guess.
Sonic CD
Yeah.
Japan.
I would say eventually. I should go back to it.
Sonic R.
The one with
You heard
The thing is, a Final Fantasy marathon sounds like a nightmare. Because of how long it takes. Well, no, some Final Fantasies I can. Yeah, I can. Oh no, but that's like illegitimate.
That's like tool assisted speed runs. And the best part is Final Fantasy 10 probably gets a tool assisted speed run. Just give it the cutscenes.
Like no joke. I was thinking if I were going to approach Final Fantasy, it'd be like a one Final Fantasy per month sort of thing, because that would give me time.
Yeah.
Because if you're asking for a Final Fantasy per week, you'd never see me again. And it ain't gonna happen.
Hoop socking is bad, and he won't do it either.
One more time. A Famicom NES converter? No, I don't know.
Here you go.
Okay.
That was actually donated by him.
This was a sound. Give that man a round of applause. It's fine. Yeah, sure. A man with good taste.
That's the one who likes Sonic 06.
After this, I will be hanging around this area, so if I don't get to you, you can ask questions there. Until I have to eat.
To elaborate, I
have a lot of super
not as bad as we all thought it was when it first came out. It's pretty bad, but at this point, it's a guilty pleasure. So what?
Guy behind Wario. That's it. Yep.
Based off of what?
Alright. The only reason why we did Sonic EXE is because it had it coming. It's a piece of crap. Something we should never be legitimately terrified of. Sally EXE, I see every once in a while, and it just has as much about its gameplay as Sonic EXE, which is none.
Yeah.
And
0 times 0 is no.
yeah, 0 times 0 is still 0.
But when the NES Godzilla creepypasta game comes out, we're gonna do that.
Yeah. What? But
Is there creepypasta on that?
yeah,
It's like a creepy pasta out of last night's
to
dinner if
answer
you
the
want it.
question, watch out for this year's Halloween Fest. If we're gonna do it then, because not for nothing, it'll take us like 10 minutes, and not even that. It'll take us longer to set up Sally EXE than it is to play Sally EXE.
All right.
She had 2 more questions.
Oh, she did? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 more questions?
Not anymore.
Did you have any more?
Did you have more questions? Like 2 more?
I'll take one of yours.
Doing the creepypasta readings, my most popular by far is Sonic.exe, and that was my first reading. Doing a Sally.exe, I don't know, because I have so many more to do. I'm still doing the Godzilla creepypasta reading. There's one that someone wanted me to read called The Wardrobe, and there was another one that a friend of mine actually made.
Yeah, I have other shit to read.
I have a lot more to do, but Sally.exe, I'm not so sure, because Sonic.exe I didn't like.
Yeah. Alright, who's going to have a music?
Yo, is there any game that's just so unenjoyable to play that you refuse to do it on the channel? And if the answer to that is no, what do you think is the worst game that's come out in the past 2 years?
That's 2 years.
The worst game that's come out in the past 2 years?
Right.
Depends. What's under $3 on Steam?
Yeah.
I exclude Steam Greenlight. That's usually target.
I wouldn't
Jesus.
say-
Ride the Hell Retribution 1%.
I never stopped
That's like the least of its problems.
to not review a game because I thought it was too bad, but I did come dangerously close. Actually, with Ghost and Goblins. Because level 5 and 6 are so horseshit. It's not a matter of like you have to go back and play the game again because oops, I dropped something.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to
The
go.
whole thing could have been averted. Party 3
It is just like the antithesis to a good time. That after 3 hours, I legitimately was like, I gotta ride around this because I want to go to the Ghost of the Super Nintendo. I was gonna do that. I was like, I'm gonna ride around this, make an excuse. But I hung in there. I've beaten it. It's just I got nothing to show for it. It's like I need Ghost of Goblins. So.
Luigi hat down there with the plushie?
That's a link hat.
Oh, link hat. Sorry. Isabel. Me, bud.
Isabel, yeah.
Hi. You probably.
Yeah, it's you, bud. You can say that if you want to.
What's the hardest game you ever played on Somecallmejohnny and Super Game Pro?
Ghosts and Goblins. I don't have a hard game. Who else? Yeah, you have.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, will you be doing a review of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 after Scott Coppin just mocked you? Like after the review of the trilogy?
That wasn't an intentional mock.
I got it.
If it was, goddamn.
It was screw you, Scott. I get requests for FNAF 4 when it comes out, like day one. It's like, I gotta play the game first. Yeah, but I would say how long you gotta wait for that? I don't know. Because I expect the game not to be very long. So, probably about a week after FNAF 4 comes out.
I have a question.
Hey, what's up?
What's your opinion on DK64?
That game.
My review of DK64 is when it's an end.
DK64.
Problem is, it's my favorite game.
Yeah. No.
It's not a bad game in terms of control and how it handles. It's just there's padding, and at some point the quests get utterly repetitive. Like, who wants to do Beaver Bobber? 1 minigame fine. Beaver Bobber 5 times can go.
Yeah.
I can't use anti-cursor.
I have sympathy with you, Matt. I've seen my friend play it.
Like I said, it's like you run out of steam right in Crystal Caves.
Every time I play.
So have I.
Red flannel.
I'm crazy.
Yes.
I am too.
Man, you got it?
How did you and Matt?
How to be a Matt beat?
Yeah.
High school.
I was loud. He was bored and led the conversation.
I started with Final Fantasy 9.
7.
And no, it's not.
It was 7.
We're talking about Chocobo Hot and Cold.
We were talking about Chocobo Hot and Cold, and I let no, because I initiated it with 7 because you were drawing Cloud's eyes differently.
Yeah.
They drew Cloud's eyes. I was like, when is that?
Yeah, we met in high school, 9th grade. We've been pretty much best friends since. And, you know, the rest is history.
Exactly.
I can go, I can
Hell of a crazy history.
Yeah, that's it.
It is.
That's about it. No. Alright, let's see.
How about you, bud?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Why is your channel called Somecallmejohnny when everybody calls me Johnny?
It wasn't like that at first. Alright, so my real name is Juan. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know that. The thing is, nobody calls me Juan. Because I either need to be a business associate or you're my boss. No one's either of those. So everyone is called my Juan. You know, Juan's on my birth certificate, but as I've been growing up, everyone called me John. But my family doesn't do what I do, so my few friends that know me call me Johnny. So some call me Johnny, but now it's some call me Juan.
I call him whatever comes to the top of my tongue.
Yeah, I prefer. Yeah, because he used to be Juan. Matt used to call me Juan all the time.
Now it's Juan and Johnny, like I said, whichever one comes up. But I was like, I picked up the bad habit.
I prefer John.
It's whatever you feel like doing on that certain day.
Yeah.
Like we start guys start recording Final Fantasy. Oh hey Juan. and then it's a game where it's all 3 of us. Oh hey John.
Yeah.
You know I feel like I'm left out.
I had that guy right there with the green lanyard. Now you, bud.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
I made it.
Working all my life for this. You led to it whenever you did your Crash Bash and Crash Team Racing video. Are you gonna do Crash Twinsanity at all?
Yeah, I want to go back to. Well, if I'm gonna go back to Crash, I'm gonna do Graphic Vortex first.
All right.
And then probably Twinsanity.
Yeah.
Because I don't have much experience with like Crash Mind Over Mutant or Crash the Titans.
Yeah,
Good.
I know. I've seen the cutscenes of those games, and I thought they were legitimately humorous. It's just that the gameplay is what everyone talks about. But
There's a reason.
yeah, yes, I'd imagine so.
I was in the first game.
Hit him with your large man hands. I love that.
The one with the boo hat.
I like that hat, by the
This is
way.
for John. Oh, thanks. If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, would you pick Symphony of the Night or Super Metroid?
You would have to play Sonic 06.
Guns.
That's where I wish that Mexican girl from the taco commercial would show up. It's like, why not both? No, I can't answer that because they're both awesome for their own reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to cop out. I can't answer that.
No problem.
You were good. Okay.
You gotta play Super Atari or
done in like 10 minutes if you know what you're doing. But if there's substance.
Guy with the Hylian shield.
What are your thoughts on the pitch to cancel Metro Prime Federation Force?
Stupid.
No, chill. That looks like an awesome game. I don't know.
That looks like an awesome game if you're into everything but Metroid.
Out of Metroid,
This is why we don't know why you're here.
yeah, exactly. Out of Metroid context, Federation Force looks like a perfectly fine game. Am I that ass hurt that it's not a Metroid Prime game?
Yes.
No. I'm disappointed. You know, I'm disappointed, of course. But I'm gonna lose my shit because it's not what I'm looking for. I've waited 8 years for Fusion.
I'm telling you, dude. What's that guy's name? Sakuraba?
The petition's stupid.
Sakamoto. That dude's ice on the rim.
So it's not gonna happen anyway. Anyway, go with the lightsaber.
Sparkle, random fan has the floor.
My favorite review? Okay.
Personally, mine's Bubsy. I keep going back to that all the time.
That was such a fun
Hey, well, either that or you can go back to when we first started doing your videos. Putting the camera in front of the TV.
I also have it somewhere. But a favorite review, I can't pick
Start from the bottom now.
because you know what? I guess it would be games that I absolutely love to play on the merit because I like actually playing the game. Like Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night was not work for me. Like that was just a regular Saturday night. Just playing Symphony of the Night. And I was just recording myself doing that. So if I were to say it's the games I enjoy playing the most, or the pleasantly surprised games, I would say.
Second question. Will you ever be using this screen chat show again? I mean, you did shoot it in Metroid Prime 3, but would that make you stop doing it or will it still do it?
The Screw Attack voice guy has as much chance as a new Metroid game coming out. So if a new Metroid game comes out, you may see him again. As soon as I find out who it is.
I have to say this right now. I have to get this off my chest. I know when it is, but I can't. I'm gonna have to authorize it.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
No, I'm kidding. I don't. But
You're the reason Federation Force is the way it is, man.
Way to go. What's his?
The one with the cab shirt.
Remember me?
I have 2 questions. It's okay if all of you can answer them out. What are your comedic inspirations?
Like comedic inspirations?
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever been viewed as a comedian. Like I don't. Well, my biggest inspirations for like when I started was James Wolfe and Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic.
Yes.
For starting off, you know, because my biggest problem beforehand when I started was that I felt like I didn't have a sense of identity. Like, who am I trying to mimic here? Like, who can I rip off? But then, like, after going to school and getting a kick out of like what I like doing, I just became you know what? I don't want to try and have a gimmick too much. I just want to tell people about the game I like to play. You know, if it's a good game, then I want to tell people, hey, get this game. Or hey, if this game is a piece of crap, hey, get this game and shit on it. That's about it. Yeah.
Other question. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's
Are you asking all of us about our comedic inspirations from the sim?
Yeah. What about you?
Mine? I'm a goon, so I like to hang around the Something Awful forums, pretty much. Mine was pretty much the Dark Id, if you ever seen any of his Let's Plays where he just rips the shit out of Resident Evil so bad. Other than that, Sean Baby, Yahtzee, Boyd Burger, a few others, and like, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm more of like the snark type, except I can't really be subtle about it, so I'm just loud with it. But mine are pretty much from just guys who like to crack a whole bunch of wisecracks and shit like that.
Okay.
Elliot?
Yeah, but Elliot picked the capture.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Was my turn to pick?
It was your turn?
Yeah. I want to ask Mario, you got the floor.
Alright. Talking about going old school, what was your favorite Nintendo game?
What was that your favorite Nintendo game?
Favorite Nintendo?
Yeah.
Any generation or just?
Any generation.
Oh, damn. It comes right up between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It can go either way with one of those two. I give the nod to Ocarina of Time. Like I can't think of too many games where I've actually 100%ed it 3 times in a row on my 3DS when it first came out. Yep. Just straight up, it's Ocarina of Time, but it's real close with those ones too.
I am actually wondering
really short, I don't want to stretch that into a 30-minute review. You know, because then my review is about as long as the actual game.
And padding.
Yeah, it's padding. And honestly, it depends on what I have to say. Because when I make a review, especially if I know it's a bit meaty, I have a notepad. Like, I have both my laptops next to me. And then if I run into something interesting, or if I think I have something to say for this, then I jot notes down. And then I write the review based on my notes. I write around my notes.
There was a YouTube guy named, I forgot his name, but he did creating the critiquers or something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he talked about you. That's how I found you.
His name is Marshall Parra.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he was mentioning how your stuff was lengthy. But when I watched it, I was like, I like this. I don't know. I personally like the long stuff.
There's going to be a different taste for a different market. Because here's the thing, no matter who critiques what, there's always going to be among the line of an opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
You're never going to get real objectivity in a review, despite what people want to yell about.
I try to be, you know, I try to
be as fair.
Like, I try to be as fair as I possibly can. It's probably the reason why I get so much shit. I try to be as unbiased and fair as possible. Now, being completely unbiased is an impossibility. I can't. Because I'm always going to have preference. But if a game that does something right, I want to mention that. You know, that's the reason, you know, that's probably the reason why my Sonic 06 review is 50 minutes long. Yeah, and I'm appreciative. It boggles my mind that my 50-minute long video has over 1 million views. Thank you.
One with the red glasses right there.
Red glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Who has red glasses?
Oh, yeah, me. I forgot to put the red one on. Okay. So, what made you like get into the what made you really want to get into the let's play business? Like, what inspired you? Like, how'd you start off doing let's plays? Like,
It was that. No,
that's pretty much where it can go, really.
Yeah, that's the primary reason. Actually, this is gonna sound really paradoxical, but my Let's Play inspiration was actually Brain Scratch. Because I started in that channel first before I decided to make the LP channel. And because actually, when I started Somecallmejohnny, me and Ellie were known as Super Gamer. We forget that much. We just started the name like that. And it's like, let's roll with it.
Mainly because no one took it on Google.
Yeah. But then I took the channel for myself and became more independent. Ellie had his own things to do. But then Ellie started getting more free time. So I was like, but how do we work with this? So it's like, you know what? Me and the Brain Scratch guys just shoot the shit over video games. We have a fun time doing that. We can do that. You know, we can do it live because we're next to each other. And that's how HDB was born. Well, as the Let's Play channel, HDB was born. And then, you know, after 2 years, we, you know, hit our stride pretty much here and there. And then we brought Matt over for Super Mario Bros.
Right.
And I loved how that came out. And then I loved how Mortal Kombat 2011 came out.
That's still one of my favorite Let's Play games.
Do we need to say anything about L.A. Noire? Really? I apologize for some of the parts being blocked. You know, I've had people on Facebook tell me about that. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry about that. Because, you know, that's copyright, hodgepodge, and all that. But that is, to this day, one of my favorite Let's Plays I've ever done.
How about that gentleman right there? Yes.
Well, I have a few questions, so I'll just stick with you and ask you some later.
Okay, it's fine.
First off, I'm intrigued with your Let's Play channel. I've seen this in other
Well, now, Mr. Ortiz.
This guy I've seen who did a perfect run of the Robot Master Series of Mega Man and X. Nothing but the Mega Man.
Yeah.
No charge cuts.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if you'll do that on your own.
Not a chance.
Not a chance at all. It's not that we don't enjoy a challenge. It's just that we like to enjoy the game, you know? Just explore everything that's in it.
It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Maybe Elliot.
No. I'm Mega Man.
Have it right here if you want to.
Another question? What's another question?
Yeah. Have you and your men started that one for Classic City Escape?
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
We grew up. You know,
Mega Man 3 review.
yeah, it's that classics. I don't know how the hell that started.
You started it?
Yeah, I'm the one that started. Yeah, I did call him out on it, and he responded, and I called him back up.
And then your laugh became a meme.
Yeah. No, I don't
Canadian Civil War through Sonic Generations.
Alright, let me see. Austin 316. Said I just kicked your ass.
My question was, have you ever played a game for the channel that you instantly regretted doing after finishing it?
What? I wasn't. You know, I can answer this question for Elliot. Shadow of Destiny. Holy shit! Like, did you see that game? What is that game about?
You leave
like
you leave a girl in the 1500s for 2 freaking years.
You can't even go back 2 more years after that and get her back then.
It's okay. You should have
I'm
one.
scratching my head on the whole thing.
Don't remember, you're playing a spiritual successor.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? It's still shit.
Oh yeah.
2 questions.
Yeah.
One is for you both.
Okay.
Will you be playing Outlast for Oktoberfest?
I haven't played a lot of it. The farthest that I got was that you're like underground and that you have to turn on the power. That's as far as I got, and that's only in the beginning.
I'll give you my PS4 so you can finish it.
No.
I know your feeling on it. Alright.
Listen, I'll sit next to you. Listen, I'll sit next to you while you play it.
My second question, and Matt can meet me up in the parking lot for this. When will we see the Sonic Boom Let's Play?
Never. That's good. What? These guys can, Elliot and Mac.
Sonic Boom?
Elliot and Mac can really attest to this. I have a really big chronology boner.
Yeah.
Like, I like to go with the games in order. Yeah. So that you can see.
That's why we did Mortal Kombat 2011 first.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reboot.
Okay.
I like to show the audience how this franchise started. And then that way, later down the road, you can appreciate the sequels more if they are grouped. That's
They'll probably see that more often if we go through the Ratchet and Clank games, because after the first one they just skyrocket and then peak and stop.
With that in mind, that chronology rule votes the Sonic 2 to an extent. I did 06 out of it. But
yeah, gentleman with the bottle of water.
Question to you. Have any of you ever played Xenoblade Chronicles?
Have any of us played Xenoblade Chronicles?
Nope. No, I haven't.
I bought that game day 1 because I knew it was going to be impossible to find later, and I haven't picked it up since.
You jerk.
But no, I have not. And but you know, if anybody's like really interested, I would recommend Trevor Conroy's. Like 100%.
Oh, the one he got sick multiple times over.
Yeah.
Bless him. I'm not playing a game like it.
He busted his ass for that Let's Play, and I think it should.
He was more than that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't long.
If you're interested, look at that Let's Play. Okay, well, never mind. Good, you're halfway there. Okay, my turn? Alright, let me see. Let's see, Little Harmless.
I love that hat.
Thanks. Was just wondering, what's your guys' favorite Kingdom Hearts game? All the ones that are out right now.
Our favorite
Kingdom Hearts game that's out.
That's out right now. Okay.
So far, yeah.
The only ones I went up to was I played 1, Chain of Memories, and 2. I tried Dream Drop Distance, I couldn't do it. I could not get into it for the life of me. So really, between those 3, I would have to say 2.
Okay. What? I'm torn because I like Kingdom Hearts 1 for its exploration. I like Kingdom Hearts 2 for everything else. You know, alright. It's a top. Alright, if I'm gonna say gameplay wise, the reason why I play the game, I'm gonna say 2. It's just that 2, in retrospect, has so many damn cutscenes.
Yeah.
You know, and when you play the game,
gets much more complicated.
and that's when things really start hitting the fan.
I don't think it gets overcomplicated. I should say it's reluctant about it. I thought Kingdom Hearts 2's plot just didn't live up to its potential personally.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad plot. I'm not finding too many plot holes. It's just, that's what you have to tell me.
Yeah.
Like, you'll notice it a bit more as you have to go.
I mean, let alone having to play another game just to get the sequel to, like, in terms of
to make the sequel make sense.
Like, exactly. Like, I went into Kingdom Hearts 2 not playing Chain of Memories, and I'm like, okay, who is this?
Yeah.
What's this?
So did I
have so many questions!
My personal favorite is 2.5, just because of that and everything else has reorchestrated.
Final Mix.
Final Mix.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I'll be taking out Sephiroth, remembering Will, Hades Coliseum, the whole works.
What about Terra?
And the Lingering Well and Terror, are they the same? Well, if Terror gets back to life, I'll kick his ass too.
Okay, before I ask someone who has a question, anyone looking forward to Slide 3? Yeah!
on his body.
You with the, I guess, Toy Story bag?
Which super or hyper transformation would you like to see return in a main series Sonic game? Frank Cantini.
Damn right.
Reversion to classic.
We'll get Mike Pollock to voice him.
Yeah. You know, since Supersonic so often.
Breakdancing Eggman.
I'd like them to bring Hypersonic back, but at the same time, I know why they don't, because we don't want giving kids seizures. I mean, Super Tail. Yeah. I would like to see Hypersonic come back, because that means bringing the Super Animals back, which means bringing Super Tails back.
Like the Army of Death.
Like the Army of Death.
Breakdancing Eggman.
Breakdancing Eggman.
My turn. All right, the guy with the Sonic Heroes up there.
Oh no. Oh god.
If you want to hit me with a brick, please wait till after the convention.
Why wait?
Think of the chance.
Damn, dude.
Watch out for the Wii or the NES and which Sonic plays out.
Okay.
What was the first question?
Yeah, I think they're fun. In terms of review, yeah, I actually want to play Punch Out for NES and SGB. He's going to play the Wii because he's actually played a lot more of it than I have. Because I couldn't get back some of the title defenses fights, honestly.
Everyone, when we play Punch Out, everyone, what the youth say nowadays, will get wrecked.
At least the boat, yeah.
And about the Sonic Heroes, yeah, we need to sign that.
Yeah, we'll see. Sign something.
You want me to sign it?
Yeah.
All right.
That's my
We'll sign up on the characters that we played as.
Because we're Sonic Heroes!
Staying the hell out of my way.
Blue sweater.
Shadow, look, Maria.
Who's Maria?
One more time? A game that's good enough on its own, but you wouldn't classify it as a good game of Harvey's franchise. That's pretty hard, actually.
A good game on its own, but not as a franchise, but that's an opinion. You know, for all the shit that they've given it, Twisted Metal 3 is rightly the Mariana Trench of the series. I always thought 4 was a better second attempt. A few handling issues here and there, but like on its own, it ain't bad. No.
What's up? Like when I'm doing a review, if it's a game I love, I'll most likely 100% it. Most of the time when I'm reviewing a game, especially if it's new, like you're not gonna ask me to. I'm not the completionist. Like I'm not. By the way, watch this stuff. It's an awesome game.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I'm not the completionist because if I dedicated myself to the craft that much, it'd take me a month to get a review. So most of the time, especially with new games, I play the game basically from beginning to end. If there's a few extra things here I can waste my time with, I'll do that. But most of the time, I'm just trying to recommend it to a general audience, not because it's so much fun 100% in a game, because that's not the audience I'm trying to reach. So, yeah, that's your question now. Yeah.
When will you get to Banjo-Kazooie so Ted stop talking about it?
Banjo-Kazooie.
Are we talking about Brain Scratch specifically?
No, on your channel.
On my channel.
Like reviewing it or playing it?
I'll review from my channel. He's playing it for SGB.
Right. And it's always on the top burner. It's just we still got like the games we really want to do. I still want to do Banjo-Kazooie, by the way. I'm not saying I don't really want to do it, but I really want to put Kingdom Hearts 2 on the forefront first.
Because I'm like Ted, I like Banjo-Kazooie more.
Yeah.
I like 2E more as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I remember Coca-Cola.
Yes, there we go. Okay, this. Oh wow, my arms really hurt. I'm so sorry. First, I want to say,
I'm very proud to be here at your very first Too Many Games panel. I've been following you guys for 5 years. You guys are amazing at what you do, and I think more people should watch you.
Thank you, Dan.
Now, with that said, I have kind of questions for each of you. Matt, what are some games that you felt like you wanted to do for SGB but couldn't? And
one of them, I think we mentioned this in Kingdom Hearts 2. One of them that I really did want to do was Metal Gear Solid 2, which we did get a good jump on, but then when Johnny lost the drive, the energy kind of went with it, so to speak. Yeah. So it's like, do we really want to sit through the tanker again, or do we want to get a move on with Kingdom Hearts 2?
Do we want to go
and
through the
Kingdom Hearts 2 kind of placed a bit higher on us for this there.
We wanted to get started on Kingdom Hearts 2 in the summer because we said we were going to. So there was expectations to deal with. And secondly, it's one thing when you got to re-record something. It's another thing to re-record something immediately after you did it the first time because you're wiped out. So you got to give some time to rest.
Case in point, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes. The only other
next one's
argument of time because Johnny has the only awakening yet.
Next one's for Mark. Who's your main in Super Smash Bros. Melee?
My main?
Yeah.
Oh, C.
And Elliot. This is concerning Super Mario World. Would you ever want to? Have you ever tried going back to it to see if you can get better at it and not die in a Switch Palace?
The only game I've been practicing to get better at was actually Crash 3.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Which, by the way, we are doing this summer.
Yes. Johnny, my last question is for you. You mentioned in your Super Mario RPG video that Paper Mario 1000 Year Door was the first one you played, and that's actually one of my favorite RPGs. Are you ever going to play that for SGB Likes to Play? Because I'd love to see that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
I can do that.
After the first Paper Mario.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I'll knock that out as soon as you guys want.
Matt, your turn.
Okay, I would. The choices. Joker, you're up.
Alright. Have any of you ever found disturbing images from fans?
Have we ever got disturbing images from fans?
Yes.
No, Matt already does that for us.
Have you guys seen last year's TMG announcement video?
Yeah, just show me something like I was doing it to Frank Elliott.
Someone made a video of that and put Guile's theme into it. It's disturbing.
We're talking disturbing images.
You know, with folded sandwiches and Texas chili bowls. There's no limit to what SGB will do to disturb ourselves. So, but to answer that question legitimately, no, I have yet to see something, but I am now opening the floodgates by saying we haven't.
I'll say there was.
Now we have to check TV. There's TV and art in 24 hours.
My brother did post an image. He photoshopped you like bombing Kim Jong-un.
I gotta get going.
Yeah, sure.
Opinions on Super Mario Maker. Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Alright, and also the second thing, it's more of a statement regarding the Famicom converter. When you put the Famicom game on it, you gotta turn it the other way.
Yeah. Otherwise it blows up.
Otherwise the cleanser game.
Yeah. It's just like
I got it.
It's on.
It's like, I've seen playing because I actually wanted to find one of these when I was doing Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
NES.
Here's the problem though. Yeah. That's the only game that will work on it.
Really?
Oh, what
Because you see, the Famicom's hardware, it has more hardware than the NES allow.
That's why the sound also sounds better.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll take that in mind. Thank you very much. Thanks again.
All right, Elliot, is this your pick?
John. Oh, awesome.
My pick. Okay. Let me see.
Anyone pick? Johnny? What? Picture real quick. Elliot?
Let me see. Mario 3 right there.
Well, question for John, but...
Currently occupied right now.
Got it. Thank you very much. It's good to see you.
Jay is on your
Don't worry, we know you hate the slicer, but what's your favorite method?
My favorite method?
Yes.
You know what? Even
That's Yes.
Mario RPGs, are you planning on reviewing them?
Mario RPGs?
Are you planning on reviewing the Mario RPGs, what they said?
Yeah, after Super Mario RPG, people really like that video. Yeah, but the in terms of other ones, I can't promise anything soon, but I want to go back with Paper Mario and Super Mario 1000 Year Door and the Mario and Luigi series specifically, because I love those games too. Except
yes, please skip Sticker Star.
But I have to look at it. Shit.
As that point, Sticker Star.
Okay, loaf of bread. That is a piece of bread you're holding, right? I'd say it's a giant turd.
Okay, so you said on Twitter that on your YouTube conventions and stuff, you write scripts is the least favorite part of the review of the group making a review. What's your most favorite part of making a review?
Editing. Because by the time, because look, the hardest part of making a review is writing the script. Because, you know, I swore 10 years ago after I took a college English class, I'd never write another paper again in my life. And then I got into video game reviews. So writing reviews is like writing an English paper.
Yeah, but that beats your
the longer the review, the more I'm like, I gotta write this script. But once it's done, I breathe a sigh of relief because recording it and editing, that's easy. So there you go. That's the fair part. Editing. You don't count.
All this stuff is coming out.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of souvenirs going up. I think Super Game Boy right there.
Oh, yes. Love the outfit, by the way.
I have two questions. One, are you planning to review like Mario World for GameCube?
Mario World? Mario. I would probably throw that in with the Wario Land Marathon because, you know, Mario needs love too. So I would say Mario needs love. Yeah, I'm really looking for Mario Land games first. And then
Resignation is spot on.
Well, my friend had a question for you is Mario going to be involved in one of those games?
Will Wario be involved in one of those games? WarioWare. Yeah, because the WarioWare is kind of a series I can kind of throw together in one review because the premise is the same.
Yeah.
It's mini games.
Out of all of us, I'm actually the biggest fan of WarioWare.
Yeah.
You sound like Super Game.
Yeah, sure, no problem, dude.
I'll take the next question in the meanwhile. Sonic Adventure 2, what do you got?
Are you ever gonna? I have two questions. Are you ever gonna do a Let's Play of Bubsy?
Let's play it, folks. Never rule it out.
Is today opposite day? I can say yes.
Never rule it out.
You know, anything goes.
Sounds like an evil video.
Yeah, I guess eventually, because actually one of the things that there was a time where we had a hard time meeting up for SGB.
Yeah.
So I did some filler stuff, like we did the Amiibo Championship Wrestling, which I want to do again. I did a lot of fun doing that.
I would join if I had
I was actually with my uncle. I recorded like 40 minutes of Echo the Dolphin, which I ended up scrapping because it's Echo the Dolphin. And there's just
Echo the Tuna.
He also scrapped my session of the Amiibo Championship because my Amiibo destroyed everybody.
Yeah. On a serious note, I think I may have accidentally laid that audio file.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
It just happened to go in.
Like Ellie accidentally ran over everybody.
Question, why did you hate me?
I would say, yeah, you know, I can't say no because people expect it.
I got a few people. Same here.
Little Mac boxing glove.
I know. I already got a Pac-Man once, so I'm gonna make him into a monster.
Those are great games.
I actually just recently finished that game for the first time because I'm joining Anton and Hellfire commentaries for that that playthrough. And here's the thing, a review for that, don't expect me to get too deep into that because if we're going to talk about the philosophical reasoning and meaning behind all this in Shadow of the Colossus, I don't care. It's like Journey, actually. You know, don't ask me to talk about it because I have nothing to say. I'm not that philosophical. I'm not that smart.
Then in that case, Boss Rush,
in that case, yeah, Boss Rush, great music, the end.
One holding the TooManyGames catalog right there. That you, right there, you.
Me?
Yeah.
I have two questions.
Okay.
First one is, are you considering doing a Let's Play or review of Animal Crossing? Any of the games?
How do we do a Let's Play of Animal Crossing? Paint the deck.
Chow? It's less. Okay. How do I put this?
Guilty pleasure.
Have you ever gotten an E rank in a stage for over 30 times? After a while, nothing is sacred after that. 30 E ranks, 30 failures, something's got to give. Then I want a bully chow. Bully chow are the most interesting chow, so that's kind of why it is. Like, the bully chow are actually going to have different characteristics compared to others. They'll actually run around and steal fruit, stick out your tongue, try to attack you, and I thought that was really the more interesting characteristics.
By the way, how was jail?
Is it kind of sad that I always skip those parts when you're abusing chow?
Not at all. Next question?
Good for you, man.
Wait, it's mine? Did you answer? Any non-chow related questions?
No, I remember.
Red Hood.
Red Hood.
Yeah.
One game I don't like, but everyone else loves.
Goat Simulator.
You don't like that game?
Not that I hate it. Not that I hate it, but Minecraft. You know, I tried getting into it. I really did because I know millions of people play that game.
Revolt.
You know, I don't see it. Like I honestly don't.
And thus Johnny's fan base goes down to 2.
Yeah. Where's everybody going?
Still here.
Okay, 3DS, sir.
Yes, I have 3 questions. I just realized that it's been almost 10 years since Shadow the Hedgehog came out.
Yes.
Thank
you so much for that paper reminder.
What was your reaction to when you first saw that they were making a game about Shadow when he was holding his gun?
Well, that's like I said at the beginning of my review. I thought it was a really cool stream.
I thought that was when they jumped the shark.
I think
not jump the shark.
I think it was announced like when Sonic got inducted into the
Yeah, I honestly thought it was an April Fool's joke, but it wasn't even April when it was announced. I was like,
I think it was
they're really early on this April Fool's joke.
I thought it was announced around April Fool's.
Yeah, I've rocked around.
Oh, it came out like
Secondly, have you seen any? What are your thoughts on some of the older Sonic cartoons like Sad AM and Sonic, Sonic X?
I'm probably one of the only people in the world that finds Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog to be a more enjoyable cartoon than Sad AM. Not to say that Sad AM doesn't have its qualities. After it did lead into the Archie series, which if you haven't started reading now, well, I don't blame you because there was like 150 issues of pure shit. But like after the Genesis reboot, the Archie comics are phenomenal. And that goes double with the Mega Man stuff. They're doing that Worlds Unite stuff, which is like fan service of Wazoo.
They're doing another X. Are you going to get back to your Zelda marathon, and are you going to do a Metal Gear marathon?
Metal Gear Solid is preceding the Indie Showcase because Phantom Can's coming out, and I want to do the Solid series.
Are you going to do Metal Gear 1 and 2 as well?
I'm going to do Metal Gear 1 and 2. Metal Gear 1 and 2 are going to do their own video. Then I'm going to start with the Solid series because I want to get the Phantom Can. Zelda? I was going to do Zelda around the fall in celebration of the Zelda Wii U game coming out. And then it got delayed. I would say at the end of this year.
How about the Kingdom Hearts?
If you guys do a celebration of Triforce here, there's a game that plays nothing like that. So I would say I'll go back to Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword at the end of the year.
Do you want us to sample your mixtape?
DVD right there.
Was there ever a time in SGP where you were all you got so frustrated that you all want to punch each other? So like, does it any playthrough you had, you just got so frustrated at each other?
Yeah, Mario U.
Oh. Yeah, the new Super Mario games bring out the worst in us. Fighting games in particular too. Like the salt is very real at the end of
Because
Tekken 2.
It's either whatever game one of us is good at, the other two are most likely not.
Yeah.
So for example, I can't touch Johnny in Street Fighter, and if I pick Rain or Melina, he's not touching me.
I can't touch Matt in Mortal Kombat 2 if he picks Melina, and I can't touch Matt if he's Rain in Mortal Kombat 3.
Of all characters, Rain. But let that sink in.
That's about it, though. What was the other question?
When I saw your Mario touchdown video,
Yeah. What was that? I feel there was no better way, because I have a have a lot of history with Sunshine, you know, and when I 100%ed that game, if I didn't drink then, I certainly felt like I wanted to.
I never could find the last point.
Yeah, but I think, now obviously I wasn't really drunk, but
it was iced tea.
It's just one of those spur of the moment ideas that I think of, and I figured people, you know, I did that narration joke for the Bastion review, and you know, people like that.
I love that.
If I can go off the wall every once in a while, I'll get away with it, but that's why I did the drunk Johnny stuff.
Alright, that was all you?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Seriously, it was you're up, what's up?
Yeah. What's your thought on the Monster Rancher?
On what?
Monster Rancher?
Yeah,
Monster Rancher. I never played them.
I'm not familiar with them either.
But they're like, are they related to like Monster Hunter or like Monster Rancher? Or like two different series?
They're two different series.
Oh, okay. I never really played them, so I have no opinion on them. I just know of the names. So, hey, you know, whatever. At some point, let's go to review. You know.
Alright, there's actually John's turn.
Alright. I see this guy. Paper Mario, Link to the Past. You, yeah, that's you.
Thank you. So actually, I got 3 questions here.
What's up?
When you found a game from a certain TV show, movie, or game you liked,
No, it's fine, dude.
a franchise game, like, you know, something from a TV show, movie, film, see if you come to actually enjoy or find actually.
What was the question?
Can you come closer so we can...
A game from a film or a TV show.
Sorry.
Yes,
A game based on a TV or a movie film.
That we like?
Yes.
A game based on a TV show that we like.
Or in a licensed game best anime ever.
E.T.
Or in
He is not kidding.
I would say,
Batman counts. That's still rated.
yeah, I guess Batman probably counts. Like, that's technically based off like media.
Yeah.
So I would say the Arkham games. When did the Batathon? Not counting like Batman Forever and all that stuff. But that was pretty interesting stuff. And that's the best way I can answer your question because I got to think about that for life and stuff.
I don't remember any of those from mine.
This is actually from childhood. I would have to say Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1.
Oh my god, it's so good.
But it was one of my favorite games when I played it.
Yeah.
Although I never 100%ed it. That was you.
And Knight Rider.
Never read it.
Let's see. Probably play.
I know you don't like Minecraft, but could you all silence?
Put me out of sign.
Yeah, it's fun.
You might just force me to know it. I like the costume.
Thank you.
Yeah, your pick. Oh, my pick. Aviators. Have you, Bugs? No, you. Yep, you.
Okay. Okay, I have 3 questions. John, will you ever plan on reviewing the Metroid 2 remake?
Metroid 2?
I know.
Another Metroid 2.
I'm aware. Yeah, another Metroid 2 remake. Here's the thing. I know about that, but I don't give it attention for a reason. I fear if it gets too much press, it's gonna get a cease and desist from Nintendo because they always do that. You know that Super Mario 64 HD thing that saw the light of day for a day. It got all this press, and then Nintendo wrapped it up like that. I fear that if I want it to be finished. First off, I know it's not done yet. Once it's finished, I want to look at it. But until then, sad to say, I'm gonna act like it doesn't exist. Because if it gets too much press, Nintendo's gonna shut it down and nobody wins.
Because it's not ours, damn it! So that question's probably gonna be ended.
Literally, they was Generation Force 2.
I have a question. Second question. What character are you hoping to become a DLC for Smash Bros?
Simon Belmont.
Simon Belmont! Welcome, bullshit, man.
You know, it's like between Simon Belmont or even Shantae. Shantae can work.
Yeah! Speaking of which,
Crash Bandicoot.
I have a special request at the end of this.
Here you go.
I'm going to report a few people doing a lot of ridiculous looking belly dances. If you guys would care to join me for a belly dancing sequence? Yeah. I appreciate it.
I would like Julie's Belmont though. What? Julie's Belmont.
Yeah.
Get the one that ended it all.
And my last question.
What's the last question?
You were curious as to how only the Super Emeralds could turn tails super. Well, I thought that. what if it has to do with age? Since Tails is young, it needs more power to make him a super.
And I say that's bullshit. It's not like they didn't think about it then. For some reason. I don't know why.
About why
Tails is super chaos. By the way, I'm disappointed. No one's asking me if they can get out of the dungeon without using the wizard's key.
Excuse me. So that scene when he played the bridge.
What does that say, by the way?
Oh, Johnny, answer my question.
Okay. Notice me send pod.
The first question is, do you have a solid opinion on the Mother series? And if not, do you plan on reviewing it?
What series? My opinion on Mother as of now is I played it for 2 hours, but it didn't. But I want to go back to it because Mother 1 came out in America.
Yeah.
I know people really waiting for Mother 3. But I want to do it because last year when I did Mario RPG, people wanted to also be doing about that in there. So I know there's a demand for it. So I want to put it on first.
Earthbound, there was one moment in Earthbound I personally loved when I was playing on a simulator, in which I turned Nessa's favorite food into dick. So needless to say, that went real south real fast when Porky was essentially pseudo-raped. Like, what's that, Porky? You don't want any dick? Too bad! And all I can think of is, what have I done? That's exactly it. What did I do?
Who is your favorite voice of Sonic in the video games? Not in the cartoon.
Like my favorite Sonic voice?
Yeah.
Sonic voice from the Sonic games.
So we're comparing Ryan Drummond, Jason Griffith, and
Yeah.
Ryan Craig Smith.
The silent one.
I'm always gonna, yeah. Julia White. I'm always gonna have a nostalgic bias towards Ryan Drummond.
Yeah.
But not to say, Jason Griffith. I think he's actually legitimately good in Black Knight and Unleashed.
Wasn't he in college?
I feel like
that was Chris Reddy.
Ryan Craig Smith is fun.
Yeah.
But I'm always gonna think Ryan Drummond and Sonic. And
I would like Steve
late Jason Griffith.
I like Ryan Smith.
Sonic Generations.
Hey, what?
Nuzlocke. Like Pokemon Nuzlocke. I like Pokemon. Actually, I was thinking about it because you had a plan.
I had this crazy idea I wanted to do at one point where I got multiple YouTubers to all do a Nuzlocke, and whoever was able to actually make it to the end, we'd have a final bloodbath between all the survivors. One true winner. And it never panned out. So.
I'm gonna feel like a scrub here, but what's a Nuzlocke?
Nuzlocke is basically your Pokemon die, it's out of the party perspective.
Oh shit.
I can't do that because I break the rules so much with my character's face.
It's named after the person.
Oh, we can't have that.
Absolutely not. No, they are. My turn. Why you? Silent Hill 2. Yeah!
Woo! Favorite Sonic character?
My favorite Sonic character?
Sonic the Guy.
Yeah, can we do like makeup characters? Like Spank the Monkey?
I'm surprised. Rock of the Dragon.
Shit the ball.
Honor the Porcupine.
At the risk of sounding cliche, Sonic. Because you play as him the most, he has the most fleshed out personality in quotes. Other than that, I really don't know. Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles is my favorite.
Yeah, I would say Knuckles is pretty up there too, because nobody else knows. And Eggman. Because he is the nemesis after all.
Are we avoiding Tails for some reason?
What about Tails?
Tails is off on a sky patrol somewhere.
Butt monkey for 6 years, man. Butt monkey for 6 years.
Tails sits at the kid's table.
Question, what about Blaze?
Oh, yeah, Blaze the Cat.
Yay!
Blaze the Cat. Only because
She needs to be going down more.
Pikmin. I'm happy that it got funded as fast as it did. know? Speaking of which, has anybody seen Robert Bell? Is Robert Bell right here?
Yeah, he's here. He's like at his booth playing with his tambourine.
I want him to read me a bedtime story. Because I love that guy's voice Alucard, the PS1 Alucard.
Yeah.
And I just want to hear that section. But yeah, I'm happy Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is like funded. That's the way it is.
Bloodstained, I'm looking forward to that.
It's not going to be like for like another 2 years, I think, but whatever. I know it's going to be a good game because it really looks like they're putting their all into it. Famous last words of speed capture right now, right? Because the game could also be totally shit. Yeah, I'm happy that.
DMC3.
Yeah!
Before I ask you a question real quick, I just want to let you know, Square Attack's Death Battle, I put up a suggestion for Johnny versus Clement.
I already did that, thanks.
My question is related to that. Will there ever be any more reviews that's like crossover with Clement or any other people, or things where anyone goes to the brand scratch with you guys?
It depends if they have as much interest as if they have as I can. Yeah, because dude, I get so many requests for collabs with other people. It's just that one, I'm kind of a chicken shit when it comes to actually approaching people, especially like categories and the completionists and
the mailman.
The mailman. I want to do it because people want to see that, and I'm happy to provide. But you know, it just depends on
scheduling.
What if Caddy approached you?
Yeah, I know that's the thing. It's just that for what game? That's
you can do the next
Sonic 06. That's gonna be Sonic 06 29.
Sonic 06.
You and Caddy can do the next generation of Crash games.
Yeah.
Because you know, like Caddy's Crash Bandicoot.
You two can do Bloodborne because he actually did a review of Bloodborne. He did a quick review of Bloodborne for his channel.
Yeah, speaking of collabs, actually, I'm gonna split a shot with my friend Gil here. Like he joined me for the Shovel Knight review.
I did that for sword.
Yeah.
Although I wish I was part of that one.
I didn't know how it was going to end up, so.
Sorry. Oh, my pick? Let's see. That would be smartphone over there by the bar. Yes.
I have 3 questions. What will be the next Final Fantasy game you do after 6?
After 6?
It's a toss-up because we're looking at. I'd like to do 9, but it can't be 12 because if we do 12, Johnny's gonna murder me.
Hey, you can sit. We did Symphonia. You know?
12 is Symphonia is shit compared to 12.
No, it's just I'm just talking about longevity.
Symphonia is shit compared to 12.
But I can sit through 12 because its foundations and mechanics are something I'm familiar with immediately. Symphonia is I'm walking on uncharted territory with Symphonia. But if you're gonna do another Final Fantasy game, it's probably a match choice. I'm not sure what you want to do.
So it's a toss-up between 5 and 9. Yeah. And I'm honestly leaning a bit more toward 9 because I love it.
Well, let's do that right now. I want audience reaction here. The loudest one is what we'll do next for Final Fantasy specifically. All right, Final Fantasy 5.
The 4!
Yeah!
3!
Final Fantasy 9.
Okay, so it's obvious.
Well, it looks like we're going to find a place to go home at Final Fantasy 9.
Final Fantasy 13 it is. Okay, there you go. The next Final Fantasy game we'll do is done.
You had 2 more questions?
Yeah. When do you guys think it's Bayonetta 1 and 2?
Bayonetta.
Oh, that's him.
I want to do that this year.
Bayonetta is coming because I know Johnny really
My
wants
next 2 games for SGB is Yoshi's Island and Metro 2. But, you know, room's open after that, so I would say Bayonetta.
Have any of you guys watched the series of Ruby?
No, I've only heard of it.
I recommend watching it. It's a pretty good show.
Okay. Can you get your thoughts for the reaction to this?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a bit of experience with Ruby. My friend Marquise and my girlfriend Sabrina actually tried to get me to watch Ruby on Netflix. He fell asleep.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Oh my god.
It's okay, I haven't seen it either.
Also, John, I gotta thank
You can't blame me for being tired.
I don't think I fell asleep.
Sonic 06, way in the back.
My God, you're tall.
Put that away. What's unfortunate men.
So
we give Elliot enough credit. Mario Brothers and Crash 3.
And not for nothing, I had never touched Sonic Heroes prior to it, so I needed a little quick for you.
We all suffer in our own.
I'm pretty sure everyone got over that.
Yeah. What was your second question?
I like it.
The HD, I like the HD remaster a little more. Look.
And Link's the Grand.
Yeah. Again, and Link's the Grand.
That was so simple but outright genius and funny.
A game is a perfectly fine Zelda game. It's just it feels longer than it needs to because of all the damn sailing. You know, because it's no Epona, and I think you don't get the cycle and songs fast enough. But that's why I like the HD remaster a little more because they give you a faster save. You know, they're aware of how people didn't like the sailing that much. But besides that, if I'm looking at it as a dungeon crawler, we're just going through town and stuff. I like this one.
I think it could benefit from another dungeon or two, but
it's also pretty neat. Yeah.
Other than that, I think Wind Waker's a great game. Wind Waker.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah. No more heroes?
Yeah.
Well, we're all out of heroes.
Yeah. There are no more heroes. Yeah, finish Sonic Hero.
No more heroes, no more heroes!
I want to do No More Heroes in Paradise on PS3.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I want to get the PlayStation Move for that game. Because I've played it the most on the
You want to get the PlayStation Move? You don't know how that game recharges the lightsaber, right? That's going to be on the move.
That's the truth. You know? I want to get the PlayStation Move for that game because I'm used to playing with the Wii. I can't play No More Heroes on a controller. Yeah, exactly. That's a question.
Syndical, you're up. What's the question?
Syndical?
Only because your arm needed a rest. What's up?
I have two questions.
You have two questions with 3 fingers?
The first question, whatever happened to SmackDown Sundays?
SmackDown Sundays, I'm going to level with you. It's not that we tapered off because we were really disinterested in it, but when the time frames got a little tighter on us and stuff like that happened, SmackDown Sunday would be put on the back burner. So we focus more so on the mainstream Let's Plays. We're not completely abandoning the concept, it's just stuff comes up.
You know, we meet up everybody has their own thing to do, and if we're running low on stuff, our priority is the Monday, Friday stuff. SmackDown Sundays is if, hey, we got some extra time to build let's record a fighting game. You know?
Like we have a huge backlog. Yes,
We're like good for a month and a half or like 2 months. That's when we usually record SmackDown. I don't think you'll come and shut it down. It's not because we don't want to be back with that set. That's we honestly do not have the time.
What was that question?
All right, guys, we're going to do one more rotation of questions, and then we're going to do the trivia part, because we got to wrap it up soon.
He had a second question.
What was the second question? What was that?
Second Sonic interview coming out.
Oh, the second Sonic interview coming out? What are we in 2011? No, but not for nothing. I am working on a third one. Sonic's 25th anniversary next year, and I'd like to make another milestone anime.
One of all Sonic swinging from a noose.
Yes.
I am an aspiring voice actor, so you can come to me if you need it.
I know the new for 25th anniversary Sonic Boom.
Yeah. I'm still working on it. Okay, so we're going to do one more rotation of questions. So this is the most painful part.
Know that if we don't put on you, we love you all the same. It's just time constricted.
Yeah, Genesis boy in the back. I don't think I can Trump.
You can run on the platform of 16-bit.
I'll think about it.
Wouldn't need actors to attend your press conference.
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing, I do have a name for your donation thing. So I'll give it to you in a moment. The other one is like, what is your favorite like one-liners or something like that? Like we
Cash
were
phrase?
playing Kingdom Hearts 1, you know how Johnny said, like, A- stealth roller. So it's something
Yeah, we
like
all
that.
have our little vocal, like, our little ticks every once in a while. Like, I get really nervous. Like, actually, if you watch my old stuff, and I cringe now when I think about it, I used to say the likes of a fucking lot of times. And it's like, wow, I think I said it like 6 times in the same video. And people caught on to that. I was like, oh, I feel bad.
Yeah, you used to say it to begin with.
Yeah, but verbal tics. I don't know. Yeah, I guess like my minus order came out. If I feel like something I really wanted to hear, it's like, oh, my dick. It's like I can't contain this. Yeah, something else.
For me, it's whatchamacallit. There you go.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what Elliot is.
I don't really have any verbal tics, just as like.
I'm not gonna burp. Yeah, burp him.
You find Elliot in his own.
Just real quick, on the count of 3, everyone just make a quick bird call. 1, 2, 3. I just wanted to do that. My life is Ori.
And then Wrench came in.
So Monster Appeal for the Nintendo DS, it's a Metroidvania based version.
You don't have to say anymore. You said Metroidvania.
And Ben, you get the last one.
I am the last one.
You there, miss. What's your question?
I am the last one.
Neither am I. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, that's another reason why you don't look forward to it. Yeah, because there's always a demand for these things, and I want to eventually beat those. Yeah. With RPGs, it's tougher because they take longer, especially if I never played the game before. Because I don't record my first RPG experience with that game. I like to record that afterwards.
I will say.
I just want to chime in to be a news reporter.
I will say.
Live here on the scene of Dragon Quest 7.
I will say this.
Oh, again.
I will say this, when South Park, the fractured butthole comes out, we will do that game.
Yes.
Yeah. We will do this to the South Park game.
Okay, so small trivia contest. We got a few questions here. So this is how it works. First person to raise their hand with the correct answer wins the gift card. So let's get this.
Let's get the trivia rolling. Yeah, we need fucking.
Are they in your pocket?
Yeah. Who is the illegitimate 4th member of SGB? Eddie. Mark? Yes, that's right. There you go.
You win! Oh boy, what do I win? Another beer!
You're a winner! You're a winner!
You are winner.
By the way,
Oh, hell yeah!
These are $10 eShop gift cards. So if you,
Oh, hell yeah!
if you have a Nintendo, if you have a Wii U, you want to get your hands up with it.
Shut up and take my money!
I'm trying to get Let's see what we got. Okay, and what Metroid review did Johnny finally kill the voice who kept saying screw attack? That was really fast.
John.
Metroid Prime 3.
Yes, that is right.
So Q&A.
There's if you normally raising my hand, let's get the sub to have a better chance or something. Let's just find out now.
Thank you.
I didn't realize it. Where's that
Johnny hates going against Matt's reign of Mortal Kombat 10. During Mortal Kombat 2, who did Matt constantly play as?
I saw him.
What did you say?
Belina.
That's right, Melina.
I thought it was Katana. I thought it was Durmac. Who's Durmac?
Alright, 3 down, 3 to go.
I don't remember. This is a gimme. So, right. In what world in Mario Brothers did LA get a game over?
Jesus Christ.
1-1. World 1. What? Give me
World 1-1.
World 1. There you go. There you go.
We're not expecting much.
You know, it pains me every time this question comes up.
Yeah.
We're not expecting much from you and Blackburn.
Don't take the money.
Elliot, to be honest, it pains me more than you die on a slick collar.
I thought that was my fault because I had that dog here in my grandson. Get a poker.
Alright. What number am I thinking of?
Really?
Yeah. In Final Fantasy. Alright, serious question. In Final Fantasy IV, what was Cecil Harvey's most common nickname?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you die first.
Cecil the Jinx?
There you go.
Cecil the Jinx. Exactly. You can come up, we don't buy. They don't buy iPhone.
But he's not a child.
Alright, one more to go.
Okay, this is the last question, and this is kind of a gimme. This is kind of a gimme if you watch the LP. But what was the one food stand that I kept running over in LA Noir? And I saw him go over.
Hot dog stand?
There you go. Love that LP, by the way. That's one of my favorites.
All right, so as
I never get enough of it.
as a final farewell to this one. Well, first off, I want to thank each and every single one of you for showing up to this. I am absolutely flabbergasted. The next video I'm working on is Shotgun.
Then what we need to do, everyone who has watched our South Park LP, you guys know in the girls' room, right? Yes. At the end of every conference,